Hey guys, my name's Sean. I'm here today to tell you about my Pyle Pro Vintage LP player, model number PTCDS5U. I wanted to tell you about the features. It is an all-in-one LP player, and so we can go over that right now. I'm in college, and basically what I need in order to satisfy my musical needs is something that's kind of an all-in-one deal. I do like LP, I also have CDs, and I have an MP3 player, of course. So I picked this for that reason, as well as the fact that it's kind of old-fashioned and vintage looking. It's got a nice smooth finish. As you can see, it's kind of got the old school look to the speakers, but at the same time it also covers all areas. It's got the CD player, it's got an MP3 player, a radio, it's even got a tape deck that's on the side, and then of course we have the LP player on the inside here. As you can see, very nice finish. Looks very old-fashioned, or let's say vintage. And now I can tell you a little bit about what each feature does. So this is the radio. Right here, if you're on any other option, you just turn it all the way to the right to tuner, and that's got you set on the radio. Your tuning dial is right here, which actually in the old-fashioned screen, it's kind of like a glass case, shows you that the dial actually moves with the radio station. So I like that because I'm into vintage stuff. It's got your AM and FM options right here, and it's pretty simple. And actually I'm going to show you the volume. It's plenty loud, believe me. Pretty loud. Next I'm going to show you guys the CD player. Okay, the CD player is pretty straightforward. You've got right here, you want to make sure that it's on CD or the CD won't open. So you got a CD in there. This also takes MP3 CDs, which is very nice. Most CDs these days are your friends' mixes and stuff. As you can see, there's all your typical buttons here. This also has a nice option. It's got X bass, which is basically like a bass booster, and I pretty much leave it on all the time. I'll show you guys here. I'll play a song for you. Yeah. It's got high volume. You know, I have roommates, so I can't get it up much higher than that. Next, I'm going to tell you about the MP3 options. Okay, next up is our digital music area. It's right below the CD player. You can see there's a bunch of slots here. There's a headphone jack. The ability to plug in the MP3 player is actually in the back of the unit. Unless you have a USB hookup for your iPod or MP3 player, then you can hook it right to the front. We have a SD card slot, so if you have, let's say, books or music on an SD card, you can actually plug it right in and listen to that. So what I want to do is show you guys the sound again with my MP3 player. As you can see, plenty loud enough. Alright, and then we'll move on to the next part. Right here on the side is the tape deck, which I haven't used yet. I'm clearly out of my tape days. But it is definitely a convenient thing, and in an all-in-one unit I would expect it. So it is on the side. You just insert the tape into there. Okay, so I've turned it around to the back here to show you that there's auxiliary, and that's for the MP3 player. There's actually a spot here you can hook up extra speakers. Also, there's FM antenna, and there's a switch here that brings the power from 110 volts to 220. The last but not least, we're going to talk about the LP player, my favorite part. Obviously, the main reason I got this unit is that, well, it can play my other stuff. It plays LPs. What I can do is show you. I brought an LP to put on, and I'm going to show you how it works. Got the volume. Very simple, easy to use, but a necessity. If I wanted something for my MP3s, I'd probably end up with a docking station or something like that. Okay, Pyle Pro Vintage LP Player, pros and cons. There's definitely quite a few pros, but I want to mention a couple of things that were interesting to me. I guess the tape player is a good thing that it's on the side to me, because it's in the way. I don't use many tapes. To others, it could be kind of a hassle to have it on the side. It's vintage, of course, and it looks vintage. I didn't necessarily want something super shiny and high-tech. I like the 20s vintage look. There's a couple other things here. The phono and aux switch are on the same switch. So basically your MP3 player and the LP are running on the same switch. I like the dial, of course. It's got a nice look to it. It keeps it vintage. It's very, very smooth looking, but at the same time, you may not want, some people may want something simple like a docking station that looks like it's from 2050. The volume's good, but I'd say some people might want to add a speaker, which they have the hookup in the back if you want to add your own speakers. To me, it's just fine. It's plenty loud. There's very crisp quality sound. There's also an extra bass feature on there. Like I said, I think the volume knob is great. I think it's very easy to use. I think if you're looking for a dedicated LP player, this might not have the sound that you're looking for. But otherwise, for an all-in-one unit, this is a great unit, and it's done me very well. Hey, thanks guys. I hope this was useful to somebody in my review of the Pyle Pro Vintage LP player. And take care. Enjoy. I'm going to rock you guys out on the way out.
An egg toss underground, left and right, bands around sound. Can't be scared.